Good morning. So nice to be with you this morning and looking forward to another beautiful day of learning to connect more deeply with ourselves. And so today's meditation is around sitting with ourselves. And I still remember the first time this really connected with me in meditation. And unfortunately, and I guess fortunately for this experience, this was several years into my practice. And I remember being in a retreat and we were sitting down for, I believe it was a 45-minute meditation. And sometimes when you're in meditation for that long, it would start to get pretty restless. And I think at about 15 minutes in, I was, sitting there observing everything that was happening and just thought, why is this so challenging to just be with myself? And we've talked the last couple of days about observing the mind and noticing what's happening. But it was in that moment that I realized, well, can I just be here with me? Can I just connect? Like there's no one else, honestly, whether it's someone I thoroughly enjoy or someone that I've met for the first time. There's no one else I'd have a problem sitting for 45 minutes with and getting to know them. So why is it so hard for me to sit with me? And that day changed my whole practice, because instead of focusing on being still or even watching the thoughts nonstop or, my five senses, which all are beautiful tools that bring you back to this now moment. But all of a sudden it became about just really genuinely wanting to know, what is happening with me? How am I feeling that day? Why am I feeling that way? How is this beautiful body doing? That's another part of sitting with ourselves that is a really interesting aspect, is our body is the one thing that is with us 24/7. It's the only thing, really, that shows up for us for every single experience of our life. But many of us spend a lot of the time trying to avoid what's going on in our body. And in the technique I do for emotional clearing work, the process is getting really present and then starting to relax and scan and connect into your body. And then from there, asking your body what it's wanting to share with you. And at this point, I've probably done hundreds of sessions, and it still is unbelievable to me how every single time I take someone and hold a container for them to go into a session, how their body always tells them exactly what they're needing to know and what is in their highest good. And it's because your beautiful body keeps and holds memory of every single moment that you've ever experienced. And so one of the most beautiful things you can do as you enter into this journey is beginning to really listen. But there's layers to that. There's layers to sitting with yourself, because you might feel the ache in your shoulder or in your knee or in your back, and you notice that. But then the next step is really sitting and connecting with it. Because just like in our day-to-day, no one wants to share what's really on their heart, what's really going on with them, if we haven't created a safe space for them to feel like we really see them. And so as we go into those spaces, it's taking a moment to connect. And so today, as we guide in, it's observing, where is it drawing your attention, and then noticing, is there a color? Is there an energy? Where does the sensation start? Where does it stop? Really taking the time to notice what's going on there. Is it tingly? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it intense? Instead of avoiding and running away from it, can you go deeply into it? The analogy that I always use, and maybe it's just because I loved it so much as a kid, is the magic school bus. Sometimes I always will picture, we'll picture that little magic school bus going into whatever part of my body and like really exploring, like what's going on with the tissue here? What is causing this tightness? What is causing this discomfort? And then once you really make that connection, then asking, what are you wanting to share with me? And the first step of that is believing that your body will talk to you. And it does. I watch it over and over and over again. And the interesting thing is that at our core, we are not physical beings. We are spiritual beings. We are energetic beings. And so the further I've done this work, I genuinely believe that nearly everything has an energetic root. It might reach a place that we have to address it physically, or in the reverse, it may be more comfortable to address it physically until we're at a point that we can really tap into the mental and emotional aspect. But at the core, we are spiritual creator beings. And so if we address the deep energy that's residing there, the physical body will shift. And I've watched it across the board. I've watched people come in for a session with a throbbing arm and leave with it totally fine. And even in my own work, I've watched my hormones regulate. I've watched my acne clear. I've watched, anything that's been dysregulated. As I've deeply, deeply done the work, I've watched it shift and I've watched it change. And so it's really this beautiful opportunity to be able to connect with yourself at a really deep level. And I believe there's nothing more beautiful we could give someone or give ourselves than full presence. Than like really genuinely wanting to see and hear them. And that's the gift you're giving yourself today, is the opportunity to really, really see you. And so with that, I'm going to invite you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Settle into the space. With each inhale, breathing a little more deeply, slowing everything down, doing a gentle scan of your body, and beginning to notice any areas of tightness or tension, holding or bracing, and just gently allowing it to settle. One of the big ones for me is I'll notice I'm holding my tummy. Can you just relax? Can you release through the jaw? And can you open physically, mentally, emotionally? Can you set the intention to open to this beautiful person, this beautiful being that you are? And as you begin to settle in and ground into this space, Can you open up a communication with your body, letting your body know that you're here today with the full intent of just wanting to see what's going on, wanting to listen and letting your body know that today it's safe to communicate with you and that you trust that whatever it shows you is in your highest good. And then as you scan your body once more, noticing the first area that draws your attention. And as you notice, going deeply into that space, noticing where the sensation starts and where it stops. If there's any movement or if it's stagnant. Is there any color? Just taking a moment to connect with that area of your body in maybe a way that you've never done before. And as you make that connection, see if you can bring your energy into an even deeper space of openness. Welcoming the sensation, even visualizing giving it a beautiful hug of reassurance. And then asking that area of your body, what is it wanting to share with you? It could be a word, it could be an image, it could be a color, it could be a memory. But just allowing the message to bubble up. It will not come from your thinking brain. It will be an arising that bubbles up from your beautiful body. What is it wanting to share with you? And as it begins to bubble up, it's okay to ask questions or to notice. If it's a color, what does it feel like? Does it feel inviting? Does it feel dense? What is it trying to express to you? If it's a memory, what is it drawing your attention to? If it's a word, what is it wanting to communicate? Awakening and deepening that level of curiosity. Noticing what it feels like to really get curious about yourself, about your body, to hold this type of intimate space for yourself. Taking one more moment here, checking in, asking if there's anything else it wants you to know. other messages your heart has for you for today. Thanking your body for sharing with you, for being willing to connect with you in this way, and thanking yourself for showing up for this experience. These types of meditations, it can also be really powerful to journal after. Oftentimes more will unfold as you begin to open and to write and to journal about your experience. And just really honoring what a difference it can make to just feel seen, to just feel supported and held for 5 minutes. Meditation isn't about showing up a certain way. It isn't about doing it right. It's about learning to connect at that most authentic, real, raw place. It's such a gift to spend this time with you, wishing you a beautiful, connected day.